'Cause I know that love can be so hard and yet
He
so
is
frail.
dying to try, just like Brendan Murray from Ireland. Should we talk about it?
Let's do this!
But I'm dying to try. But I'm dying to try. No one can promise the love. Yeah, I'm dying to try. I'm dying to try.
Yes, Brendan Murray is giving us all sorts of register in his song Dying to Try, Ireland's Eurovision 2017 entry. Debin, I've got to kick this off by saying, initially, I did not like this. When I saw the music video, I was like, boring, boring, boring. But then you hear him sing it live. I heard him in Amsterdam.
Honey,
I heard him in Tel Aviv. Honey,
even before
he
the
elevates
live
to
broadcast.
another level. The voice, the fact that he can pull this off is so impressive. Because when you see a music video, you're like, oh, it's auto-tuned. But then he sings it live and you're like, that ain't auto-tuned, that's a voice.
That's bringing studio to life.
Yes.
You know what? I've known him since Hometown. And hearing him sort of internally picked for Ireland, I was kind of excited. And then hearing the song, I was like, this is just on another level for me. Brendan Murray's voice is a divine gift. It's not even... It's beyond vocal training. This is just hitting the peaks. I just love it. Yes, he has a really high register. That can only be a good thing.
But it's so interesting when he actually speaks in interviews, because you interviewed him in Tel Aviv, the voice is much lower than you would expect.
You can find that interview here.
And it's so funny because it's like he speaks, you know, in a register that we would speak in, I guess. But then when he sings, it's like an angel. And there's all this divine imagery is appropriate because you know how in chorus,
face,
banging body,
bodybuilder.
Sorry, body of a man. There's no doubt about that. He is over 18, isn't he? He's like 20, 21?
No, I think it's about 19.
Well, in any event, he slays on every level. But listen, the divine imagery, the angel, all that makes sense because, you know, in choruses, choirs rather, like in the UK, you often have like the young boys singing those very high notes. He has maintained that angelic quality.
That pitch.
Even as he's matured into adulthood. It's just unbelievable. The song itself, to me, is still a little X Factor winner single.
I love the song. The song is absolutely amazing and it has a swelling gospel choir in the end. There's something about Dying to Try that it's great. It's just, it fills me with a lot of hope. It makes me happy. When I listen to Dying to Try, it just makes me I feel like I'm literally flying.
That's very, very sweet. I don't always get that same feeling, I've got to be honest. When he nails it live, like in Amsterdam, I was blown away. But it still has that X Factor winner single quality to me. And the choir, one could also read as cliche. It's like, oh, of course there's a choir coming in at this moment. It just, like, when it reaches that point, it's amazing. But it takes a long time to get to that point, is what I'm trying to say.
I get it.
And like for a radio, if you're looking for a radio winner, I think the build, it's not immediate enough to be like a radio hit in my mind. However, he does sell this well.
Oh, I mean, it's just completely amazing. His voice alone. I'm really tuning into voices this year, where voices are really doing it for me. And just the register and how he just stretches that vocal. And even though he's got this choir coming in, they don't overpower him. It's just the right balance. It's been mastered beautifully.
Yes.
And more to the point, when he hits the road with that, as we've seen in Tel Aviv and as we've seen in Amsterdam.
He hits the road, honey. He hits the high note. It's amazing. Of course, it is time to evaluate the song. We have to give a score out of 10. I know it can be tough. Score, prediction, let's do this.
I kind of feel you should kick it off just because I'm sure your score is lower. Mine is an 8.5. And honestly, I kind of think hearing it live, it needs to even shoot higher. This is absolutely fantastic.
We, of course, submitted our scores on March 27th. That is, we should step up a little bit. On March 27th, that was before hearing the songs live, and so the scores don't necessarily reflect where they are now. But
Ernst & Young are brutal.
Our
We can't change.
Our accountants say, no, this is what you gave, this is what you got to say. Look at that cute dog, we're in a park. My score was a 2. That is 1 + 1 is 2. And that's because I was evaluating the studio version, which frankly I did not like. However,
Sorry, William. At what point could you have... I mean, even if your ears were shielded with earwax, there is no way this can be a 2. I'm so sorry.
I said was a 2 at the time, and it was because I didn't like the song, and I don't think it's a radio hit, and it was actually rather
Even if you
boring.
didn't like the song, you would have loved the voice.
Well, no, I was hearing the remastered version, so the voice doesn't necessarily come through. You just hear kind of a digitized version. In any case, it was a 2. If I could evaluate this now, it would definitely be higher. I think maybe about a 6 now. It would be much higher. Because I think he's a great performer.
I think this is magic. I think this is absolutely
You've made that clear, honey.
brilliant.
You've made that clear. It's like a pool of mush. I gotta go clean my shoes. Now listen, there are of course 38 Wiwi bloggers all around the world, and they too have cast their scores. And we have an overall average, which we're gonna present on the screen right now.
5.25!
So,
Which is frankly quite low. I think that is quite low.
I think it's understandable though, based on the studio versions, because this song is quite divisive. There's a lot of shade, but there's also a lot of light. I think live it will go up, the overall average. My question is this though,
I think our scores were probably dropped. Mine for being too high, yours for being too low.
but will this make the final? That's the question.
I can't see this being left behind in the semis, quite frankly.
Well, we've heard from Linda Martin, who spoke with Wiwi blogger Porig in Maynooth
Maynooth.
recently, that they have hired Dami Eames, stage director, to do not Nathan Trent, Brendan Murray's staging. So that is very promising. Because in recent years, Casey Smith, for instance, horrible staging. Like, Ireland has let its acts down when it comes to staging, when they often had a good product.
And Linda Martin recognises that, and her, along
Yeah.
with Louis Walsh, have also handpicked the backing vocalists,
Yes.
all 5 of them. But so it will be a team of 6 on stage, and I think they understand the resources need to be poured into this.
That choral feel that you like so much will be retained with the inclusion of 5 backing vocalists. This is going to be interesting. With Ireland, for instance, I really loved the girl on the piano, Molly Sterling. Loved it. People hated it. She didn't do very well. I just hope they give them the staging. With the right staging, I think this could squeak through. I don't think this is a guarantee by any means. You seem to think it's a guarantee.
I mean, Irish entries don't necessarily light my fire, with the notable exception of Jedward, whose
Love
both
it.
entries
Yeah.
I love. Brendan Murray does step it up.
So
for
is this an
me.
automatic qualifier, you think? Will it definitely go through?
I think this should qualify. I mean, music experts...
Should or will?
Well, juries account for 50% of the scoring, and I think they'll recognise the power of his vocal and also the message behind a song. I'm almost confident this will sail through.
Okay, great. I'm hopeful, but I'm not confident. In any case, that's what we think. What do you think? You can let us know here on Wiwi Blogs.
And be sure to put your comments down below.
Up above
and
if you'd like.
Up above, you can follow us on social media as well. Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest.
Tumblr.
Tumblr.
We'll see you later.
Bye.